Hey y'all, it's Nita, and I am back finally to do another pregnancy update. The last time I talked to you guys, I was 17 weeks and I did my first trimester recap. Today I am 22 weeks, and so I'm going to just be doing a recap of weeks, I guess 17 through 22. Well, actually, since I did a first trimester recap, I guess it'd be like 13 to 22, which is a long period of time, but whatever. So gonna go ahead and jump into it. So after my first trimester, first things first, thank God the nausea went away. My nausea was off the chain. It was all day. It was annoying. I lost 15 pounds. It was a mess. Excuse me. But now I'm happy to say that the nausea is gone. I did have one episode of nausea the other day. I ate a waffle and I don't know, for some reason it made me nauseous a little bit and I did throw up. But aside from that, I haven't had any issues with nausea. So I don't know if it was the waffle, which I've eaten waffles many times before and they haven't given me a problem, or if it was just, I don't know. But aside from that, I haven't had any nausea, which is good. One thing that I was looking forward to that they lied to me about, or I'm not going to say that everybody's different, but they told me that your second trimester, you usually get your energy back, you get your second wind. That has not happened for me. I am still tired as hell all day, every day. I still have no energy. I have to make myself get up and do things around the house and go to work and all of that. And the later I get in my pregnancy, like I'm just a little bit over halfway there. Like I said, I'm just 22 weeks. But you know, these days my eyes get really heavy around like 9:30. I'm in bed. I'm sleepy all day. Like I'm tired. So that hasn't been the case for me. I hear some people say they do get energy in their second trimester. That hasn't been the case for me. I'm just tired all the time. So it's the new normal for me. I had been experiencing like during a little bit after my second trimester, after my first trimester, I guess maybe between weeks 13 to 15, 16, somewhere up in there, I had been experiencing, I think it's called round ligament pains. But I know for sure I was having like cramps in my uterus, which my doctor told me is just for my uterus stretching, preparing for the baby. I haven't really had a lot of that recently, but within those first couple, around, like I said, between weeks, I think like 13 to 17 or 18, I was experiencing cramping and stuff like that in my uterus and stuff, but it's eased up for now. So and I keep looking down because I took notes because I don't want to make this thing beyond long. My appetite has been really up and down these last few weeks. Between like I said, when my second trimester came, my appetite went up. I was eating every 2 to 3 hours. I'm hungry. I'm still hungry every 2 to 3 hours. And I think part of it is due to the fact that I have been sleeved, which is a weight loss surgery that I had. So, you know, I don't eat large portions. So usually I am hungry every 3 hours like clockwork. But now it's every 2 to 3 hours. And I can say around week 18, 19 up until now, my appetite kind of wanes. Some days I'll be really hungry all day. Some days it's like, I'll eat because I know I need to for the baby, but I'm not really hungry. So my appetite, my appetite these days is real up and down. But I do my best to eat every 3 hours, even if I'm not hungry, just because I know that she needs to get nutrients. Exciting thing, I felt my first kicks around week 18. I documented, and I don't have my phone here with me. I have it on my little app, but I think it was around week 18, I started to feel her kick. At that time, sometimes I knew it was her kicking, and sometimes I wasn't sure if it was gas or not. But within the last few weeks, I know when she's kicking me. Sometimes I don't know if it's her feet or her arms, because it seems like I always feel her kicking on my right side. I always feel thumps on my right side. Sometimes I feel them on the left. And that's why I'm like, so if it's on the right, is it always her feet? And if it's on the left, is it her hands? Or is she moving or turning? I'm not sure. But typically I feel her kick me most times on the right. And just around last week, it got to the point where now I can feel her kicking like other people can feel it. The other day, my boyfriend was laying on my belly, talking to her or whatever, and she kicked him in the face. So that was his first time feeling her kick. Because I tried before. I'm like, oh, can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's like, no, I don't feel it yet. So But yeah, so just, I will say within the last week, more especially this week, I've been able to feel her kicking, just outside of my belly, like other people can feel it. It's been a lot more consistent. Like I said, I felt her first kicks around week 18, and then after that, some days I would feel her kick a lot. Some days I would feel her maybe once or twice, and it kind of scared me. But I asked my best friend. My best friend's a labor and delivery nurse. I asked her everything, and she said that, yeah, some days she'll be a lot more active than others. Just as long as you feel something, you should be fine. And I always felt something. So sleeping at night has been... sometimes it's a chore. I'm at the point where I get up to go pee every couple hours all throughout the day and even at night, and it's kind of frustrating because it's like I'm good in my sleep and I gotta get up. I go to the restroom at least 4 times in the night, at least 4, sometimes more than that, just depending on if I drank a bunch of water before I went to bed, because I try my best to drink at least 4 bottles of water a day, if not more. I have been prone to urinary tract infections. I've had 2 since I've been pregnant, so I do my best to drink nothing but water. If I do drink a soda or a juice, it's a really little bit, and I do my best to drink nothing but water and cranberry juice here and there to help, but I try to make sure that I'm drinking enough water to flush whatever, since I am prone to the UTIs. And I just think that it keeps me going to the restroom. But even before that, I'm just at a point where I'm going to the restroom a million times a day. And so, yeah, sleeping, I ended up having to get a pregnancy pillow because I was really uncomfortable. As my belly has gotten bigger, even though most people say I don't look 6 months pregnant, but I am. And yeah, it just got uncomfortable to sleep. So that pregnancy pillow helps a lot. And I just constantly turn and shift throughout the night trying to get comfortable. But it really just depends. Like, not last night, but night before last, she kicked all night long constantly. It was like she was just tap dancing in my belly. I don't know if it was something I ate or if she was just having the time of her life that night. I don't know. But that girl kicked me all night long. And I was just like, Jada, can you please let me go to bed? Please. So, needless to say, I didn't sleep much that night because she was really going in. But, whatever. Let me see. Okay, as far as now that I'm getting winded, I have been experiencing getting winded, getting out of breath. I don't know around what time people experience that, but I have been getting very winded and very out of breath. And let me say, I think that, like I said, this is my first baby, so I don't know what time people usually experience what thing, and I'm sure everybody is different. But I will say, I was telling my best friend the other day, I was like, man, I feel really pregnant. And I guess I didn't expect to feel pregnant until later on in my pregnancy. Of course, the first trimester you feel pregnant because you're nauseous and you this and you that. But once that went away, I was, pretty much fine. I didn't really look pregnant, and I didn't really have a lot of pregnancy symptoms. And I just felt like, I don't know, I didn't expect to feel really tired or get winded till I was like 8 months pregnant or something like that. But no, a couple weeks ago, I was walking into the store and I was on the phone with my boyfriend, and I just got winded. I started breathing heavy. He's like, you okay? What's going on? I'm like, I just got winded. And sometimes I could be just sitting somewhere like now, or I can be standing talking to a client. I'm a hairstylist, so I'm on my feet all day, talking to people all day. And I can just get winded. I can just walk from the car into the salon and I'm winded. And so it's not bad, or it's not like, it's not like that. But it's just like where I have to, just catch my breath and collect myself. So I said I was going to talk to my doctor about that and see if that's normal, but I guess it is. As long as, I'm not feeling like I'm passed out or nothing like that. I'm sure it is fine, but that, nose and body swelling. My family and my boyfriend had said that my nose had started to spread a little bit, and I was not happy about that. But whatever, as long as the baby is good. Well, I am surprised that that's the only other, aside from that, my boobs are definitely getting bigger. My belly is growing. Aside from that, I'm surprised that I have not experienced any swelling in my feet because I am on my feet all day. Working. I just knew that, I thought that would be giving me a problem, but so far, I can stand on my feet just fine. The only thing that bothers me is if I don't eat, because typically, I'll be honest, before I got pregnant, I would work 10-12 hour days on my feet, working nonstop. I wouldn't sit down and I would not eat. Just because I'm just working and I'm busy. And when you're working and you're busy, you don't think about eating. But now if I try to do that, no ma'am. One day, I don't know if I said this in my first, I don't think I was in my first trimester at the time, but one day I was running errands, and I left the house. I grabbed a Pop-Tart and went out the house to run errands. About an hour or so later, I started to feel like I was having a panic attack. I started shaking. I had a headache. I felt dizzy and woozy, and my heart was beating fast. So I pulled over. Matter of fact, I think I had just pulled up to the UPS to drop off something. And so I rolled down the windows and I was just taking deep breaths. I'm thinking maybe, like I said, I just thinking that I'm having a panic attack, which I'd never had before. And I wasn't panicking or anxious about anything, so I didn't know where it was coming from. After a few minutes of that and I'm not feeling any better, I started to cry. I started to get frustrated because I didn't know what was going on. So I called my best friend. I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. It's scaring me. Like, what do you think I should do? Should I go to the doctor? Like, what's up? And she's like, well, what did you eat today? I said, well, I had a Pop-Tart this morning. And she's like, fool, you need to eat. You sound like your blood sugar is low. And I'm like, oh, that's it? Okay. So it was a Burger Street across the street. Went across the street, got something to eat, and I was just fine. So ever since that episode, if I start to, usually when I'm working is when I don't think about eating, because I'm just busy, but I'll start to feel a little dizzy first, and I will immediately sit down and grab me something to eat. I keep snacks and food at the salon so I can make sure that I never have to worry about going to get something to eat or finding something to eat or whatever. I always keep things at the salon. I keep fruit, I keep snacks, I keep Lunchables. Typically, I'll cook and I take leftovers for lunch, but even if I don't have that with me, I always have something to eat. And then now I've been using the Postmates app, so I'll order something or whatever just to make sure that I have food. So I don't go through that again, because that was not fun. I don't have my next ultrasound until I'm 28 weeks. I go to the doctor at this point once a month, and usually, my last doctor's appointment, I was around 20 weeks. My next one, I'll be 24 weeks. And then the one after that, I'll be 28 weeks. And that's when I have my next sonogram. It feels like such a long way away. I want to see her, but it is what it is. I do have one of those at-home heart rate monitor things. What is it called? A home Doppler, I think is what it's called. So I listen to her heartbeat every now and then just to make sure she's doing good and just to hear her. It's so interesting to see just how strong her heartbeat is as we go further along. And then I can also hear her moving in there. It just sound like a little swish. That's interesting. And that's about it. I'm excited that in 2 more weeks. Oh. I don't know if my shirt is fitted today, but here she is. The Miss Jada. And this is 22 weeks. I'm sorry my phone is going off, but this is her. All right, guys. Talk to you later.